Rapper and entrepreneur Azealia Banks has once again found herself at the center of public attention, not for a surprise music drop or a bold fashion collaboration, but for serious and unexpected allegations involving UFC superstar Conor McGregor. Known for her sharp tongue and unfiltered presence online, Banks has stirred a fresh wave of discussion by claiming that the Irish fighter sent her explicit, unsolicited messages via social media. While Banks has never shied away from controversy, this particular situation has managed to turn heads in both the entertainment and sports worlds, drawing reactions from fans, critics, and legal observers alike, according to Banks. McGregor's alleged messages came out of nowhere completely unsolicited and inappropriate in nature. She claims that the content of the messages was explicit and that there had been no previous conversation or contact to suggest this type of communication was welcome or expected. These accusations have not been confirmed or denied by McGregor, who has, so far, remained completely silent. But even in the absence of a public statement, the situation has created a ripple effect online. On social media platforms, speculation has exploded. People are debating the truth of the claims, demanding accountability, and trying to read between the lines of McGregor's silence. In an age where celebrities' online behavior is scrutinized closely, even silence can become a loud message. The timing of these claims has also raised eyebrows. As the accusations surfaced, McGregor appeared entirely unbothered, posting photos of himself celebrating his birthday in lavish style. Images of him relaxing on a luxury yacht, surrounded by friends, and basking in sunlight were shared on his social accounts, seemingly in direct contrast to the serious claims being discussed about him. For many, this visual display came off as calculated indifference, as if to say he was above the conversation. Others saw it as business as usual for McGregor, who has a history of brushing off controversy. Either way, his non-reaction only added fuel to the fire, inviting more commentary and feeding online curiosity. It's worth noting that McGregor is no stranger to allegations and public drama. Over the years, the UFC fighter has had a complicated relationship with the law and public perception. From bar fights and assault accusations to various lawsuits and confrontations, he has often found himself at the center of controversy. However, he rarely responds to these situations publicly, whether advised by his legal team or simply adhering to his own strategy. McGregor tends to stay quiet, never confirming or denying, and instead letting the news cycle spin until it tires out. That's why many observers believe he will likely take the same route with Azealia Banks' claims, saying nothing, doing nothing, and waiting for the public's attention to shift elsewhere. As the situation continues to unfold, many have turned their attention back to Azealia Banks herself, her career, her finances, and her unique place in the entertainment world. She may not dominate the radio waves the way she once did, but Banks has managed to maintain an enduring relevance that sets her apart from other artists of her era. Her talent as a rapper, singer, and creative thinker has always been obvious, but so too has her knack for controversy. With every headline, people begin asking the same question: how does she continue to thrive in an industry known for its short attention spans and cutthroat pace? When it comes to money, estimates suggest that Banks is sitting comfortably. Depending on the source, her net worth is believed to be somewhere between $2 million and $3 million. While those numbers don't put her in the same league as megastars like Beyonce or Nicki Minaj, it's still a notable figure, especially considering the fact that Banks hasn't had a major album release in nearly a decade. Her fortune isn't built on just record sales. Banks has found multiple ways to keep her income steady, whether it's through music royalties, social media content, fashion partnerships, or even monetizing her often polarizing online presence. She's become a master at staying visible and profitable even without a constant stream of new material. Born and raised in Harlem, New York, Azealia Banks burst into public consciousness in 2011 with her viral hit "To 1-2." The song's edgy style, combined with her fearless delivery, immediately set her apart from the rest of the rising artists in the early 2010s. She followed it up in 2014 with her debut album Broke with Expensive Taste, which, while unconventional and sometimes divisive, earned her critical recognition and helped establish her as more than just a one-hit wonder. Her brand became less about topping the charts and more about building a fiercely loyal following, people who loved her not just for her music, but for her honesty, her edge, and her refusal to conform to industry expectations. Although Azealia Banks hasn't been a constant presence on music charts in recent years, her financial stability suggests a savvy approach to managing fame and influence. She maintains a strong online presence, and her digital activity has become one of her key sources of income. Whether she's posting fashion content, offering political commentary, or engaging directly with fans and critics, Banks knows how to stir conversation, and conversation draws attention, clicks, and monetization. In a time when online visibility is as valuable as a record deal, Banks has proven that staying culturally relevant doesn't always require new albums. It requires engagement, and she excels at that. Another aspect of Banks' continued success is her unapologetic approach to public discourse. She's never played by the traditional rules of celebrity diplomacy. Where others might soften their stance or stay quiet to protect brand deals, Banks often doubles down, fully leaning into whatever topic or feud is at hand. This fearlessness has landed her in numerous public conflicts with other celebrities, industry executives, and social movements. While this boldness has certainly affected her professional relationships at times, it has also cemented her image as a no-nonsense personality, one who is unafraid to challenge norms, no matter the consequences. For her supporters, this is part of her appeal. She says what others won't. That outspokenness is exactly what's driving her current clash with Conor McGregor. Banks' recent accusations seem like a natural extension of the persona she's built over the years, one of a woman who speaks her truth loudly, regardless of who's listening. To some, these claims are seen as a continuation of her pattern of calling out powerful figures. To others, they are controversial and deserving of scrutiny. But one thing is certain, Banks knows exactly what she's doing when she brings these stories to the public. She has been through enough media cycles to understand the spotlight and how to use it when necessary. What makes her recent comments so powerful is the timing. By bringing her claims forward while McGregor is celebrating publicly, Banks managed to shift the conversation. Suddenly, McGregor's birthday wasn't just about yachts and lavish living, it was shadowed by serious accusations. That shift is not accidental. Banks understands how to use public attention to her advantage. Whether or not her allegations hold legal weight, they have succeeded in placing her back in the center of public discussion on her own terms. And in the world of celebrity influence, that visibility can be more valuable than any streaming number. Despite the serious nature of her allegations, Banks' ability to remain financially comfortable and culturally relevant over a decade after her debut is something few artists can match. The music industry is known for chewing up young talent and discarding them just as quickly. But Banks has defied those odds. She's carved out a space where she doesn't rely on major record labels or mainstream media validation. Her fans follow her not just for music, but for her perspective, her voice, and the authenticity she delivers without filter. That authenticity has kept her in the public eye even when her critics thought she had faded out, and this latest round of controversy, regardless of how it unfolds legally or publicly, reinforces a hard truth about Azealia Banks. Love her or hate her, she's still in control of her narrative. She's not waiting for a press team to write a statement or a publicist to spin a story. She speaks directly to her audience, on her own timeline, in her own voice. In an entertainment culture that often rewards passivity and brand safety, Banks is the rare figure who thrives on friction and somehow continues to benefit from it.